Wow.
Oh, wow. All right. So,
the whole thing is in a cave on that island. It's 25 feet long. It has
so
wings,
Dan,
all 9 yards.
tell me about this. I mean, I've seldom been able to see real dragons here, so tell me about this.
Well, about 5 years ago, we had an adventure with my grandkids. It was a treasure hunt. And during the treasure hunt, we made reference that there was dragons at one time here. The oldest one said, nah, there's no dragons. The youngest one said, maybe there could be dragons because it's all caves.
Yeah.
So the following year, I devised this dragon adventure. So I got a neighbor that lived over here that they have never seen to dress up like a wizard. And we converted his woodshed into a wizard's house. And we made up a secret scroll and it was written in an Anglo-Saxon rune, which is a language nobody knows, and we had a book to decipher it.
So you know what the rune stones are?
Yeah, and so I built this thing. It's 25 feet long. It's in a cave. It has rib cage, wings, vertebrae, the whole thing. And the head was attached at that time in there. So I let the kids figure this out. We took them over there and we told them the wizard's only here every 200 years. And so they had to go over, and he was really good. He rose to the occasion. He was like a Shakespearean actor. He just went wow into this part. And he gave them this scroll that had been given to him supposedly by another wizard 1,000 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. And the kids just ate it up. It took them 3 days to decipher this thing and figure out that on that island there's got to be the rest, or not, they didn't see this, but the whole thing's got to be there. So we rode out there in the dinghy and I just turned them loose, and I've got it all on film. I bought a movie camera just for that purpose. And so they go wandering around. I mean, we waited. I kind of made a trail that they would eventually find. And they find this cave, and in there is this dragon.
You still got all the rest of it?
It's all out there, and I don't know what the wolves have done to it in the last 5 years. And in the process, what we had in there, we went and got some rose quartz. And enough pieces 3 pieces that made a heart. Put it in the rib cage. I put 3 wooden swords through this thing. And the final translation of the scroll was that the boys had, all the knights tried to kill it with their metal swords, and they all died, and the dragon ate them all. But these boys were told that they needed 3 things to kill the dragon. It was courage, honor, and truth. And they killed it with wooden swords while it was in its lair. Okay, and so out there was 3 swords, courage, honor, and truth, written on the handles, shoved through the stony heart. Right, and then the last thing on the scroll says, "Whoever possesses the stony heart of the dragon will always have victory over the dragons in his life." I wanted them to learn something, kind of a life lesson, right? And so when they got there, here's these swords. So they got the swords to take home, and the stony heart. They wanted to take the whole thing home. And of course, their parents were going, ah! And so that was how it worked. And so they got to take, and so from here, they went home to Kitchener, Ontario, and they went to show and tell at their school. Here comes 3 little boys. They've got a stony heart, 3 wooden swords. They said, "There's dragons. There's real dragons. We know because we have the stony heart. We have this," they had this magic scroll, and they went through the whole thing at school. They were heroes in their classes. And here she is. She's a sweetheart.
Is there a name?
2 weeks to make that head.
Is there a name for this dragon?
This is the Coppermine Point Dragon.
Coppermine Point.
The last one.
For those who watch this video, this is the hero of dragon lore on Lake Superior.
Yeah.